TVs all across the country boot up, and you hear the announcer say, ladies and gentlemen, and thems of all types, anybody who is out there and enjoying a nice killing, welcome to episode 3 of season 22 of Force Blade Punks. We have a really exciting game for you guys tonight. There are some mechanics that I think you'll be really interested in, and some prizes in store for our hunters and our prey. And speaking of prey, let's go down today's roster. Your 12 criminal prey are, starting with Malware, who managed to survive the mall. Crimes include hacking, biotech weapon design, power grid destruction, and public transit destruction. And of course, his weapon of choice, nanotech bots. You don't want those getting anywhere near you if you can help it. Back for her second week in a row, we have the lovely Bubblegum, known for mass kidnapping, mass murder, improper use of a car compactor, and impersonating a city official. She got her name from the color that her victims turn when she squishes them all together. And her weapon of choice, of course, is a giant hammer. Back for his third episode this season, we have Gaslamp. The man no one wants to face, a predator known for grooming young girls and boys, physical assault, and creating a pyramid scheme. His weapon of choice is pheromone persuasion. One smell and you'll kind of want to do what he wants. Then we have Haywire in for her first episode this season. Crimes include insubordination, theft of military equipment, desertion, and espionage. And her weapon of choice is a giant mech suit. I would not want to meet her in the dark or in the light or basically at all. So good luck out there, hunters. Back after his disappearing act last week, we have Spider. Crimes include abduction, mutilation, murder, and cannibalism. His weapon of choice is a blowgun with paralytic darts. We want to remind everybody that being paralyzed and being anesthetized are very different things. Next up, new this week, we have Synthwave. Her crimes include disturbing the peace, battery, drug trafficking, and possession of an unlicensed garden. Her weapon of choice is party poppers full of hallucinogenic mushroom spores. We love a good party out here. And then we have Robin. His crimes include grand theft, bank robbery, extortion, and conspiracy, and his weapon of choice is a bow and arrow. Don't get in his way. His aim, deadly accurate. Getting themselves ready for our arena specifically, we have the lovely Carrie. Their crimes include stalking, psychological torture, dismemberment, and mass murder, and their weapon of choice, a chainsaw. Joining Robin, we have his partner in crime, the Friar. Crimes include smuggling, blackmail, conspiracy, and embezzlement, and his weapon of choice is a sword. Bringing all of her goodies and her high-class stature, we have Deluxe. Her crimes include child labor, unsafe working conditions, electrocution, and forced sensory deprivation. And her weapon of choice is a crystal trophy that she won for saving the company money. This week, we bring you a very special last-minute edition, courtesy of new genetic manipulation done by our lead scientist, Ryan. We have Jeff. Jeff's crimes include extortion, torture, racketeering, and noise violations, and his weapon of choice is a motorcycle with spikes. He does, in fact, lead a gang of a motorcycle gang called the Street Sharks.
I'm coming after him first. He has crimes against me personally.
And again, back for her third episode this season, Kitten, a former hunter who failed to meet her kill quota, whose weapon of choice is bladed brass knuckles. So that's your prey. Now it's time to hear about your game map. This week we are heading to camp. Welcome to Camp Punk. As you can see, it's a quaint little camp featuring all the things you would expect, like cabins, a zip line, an archery range, a climbing wall, a lake, a dining hall, campfire, and of course, ample wooded area to explore. Just don't go near the glowing red barrier if you like your fingers and other limbs intact. Now it's time to introduce everybody's favorite killers, this episode's punk hunters. And we have quite the lineup for you all this evening. There is going to be drama, and we are excited to announce that this is our annual, one of our annual international episodes, where we partner with other Force Blade Punk shows around the world to bring one of their hunters onto our show. And we have the first of them this week. And we will get to that. But of course, first we'd like to welcome back the Red Dame. After a tumultuous turn in episode 1, where she managed to plead for a forbidden rifle, we are back to see how the Red Dame recovers from what was a little bit of an embarrassment, having all of her dog tags stolen. She, of course, is known for donating the money she wins to charity, ugh, rich people, and her weapon of choice is 2 red hot sickles. Everybody welcome the Red Dame, and just go ahead and describe yourself as you enter the green room.
Sure. The Red Dame, this time she is back. Her dress has a bit more black in it. It's a scarlet dress with thigh slip. There's black and sort of Kevlar as well as shoulder plates this time. Her hair is in a bun with the sort of the 2 strings going down like this. Um, if this is okay, I think the Red Dame would have gotten her sickles. And if you've ever seen Puss in Boots 2, you know how the Grim Reaper has sort of an extension between the 2 of them. If that is something that is okay, I would love
That's
that
fine.
because I think
Yep.
she realizes she needs a little range.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we love it. We are excited to have the Red Dame return. It is always lovely to have such a prestigious presence here at Force Blade Punks. Now, of course, it wouldn't be drama if we didn't also have Boom Boom back. Everybody's favorite 3-foot nothing rabbit comes back with a vengeance and perhaps with an enemy and their patented carrot grenades. We're excited to have Boom Boom. And you go ahead and enter the green room, describe how you look.
Um, so for those who are new to the game, Boom Boom kind of looks like Score Bunny from Pokemon. So like a 3 foot tall white rabbit. I went with 3 foot because it's kind of
Mm.
like a rocket raccoon size. It's not like too tiny. But they're like walking in on their feet. And they uh yeah, they come in with their little satchel with their grenades, and I'm walking into the green room, and literally it's just the Red Dame.
Yep, you are.
Incredible. All right. So like I think, if I may, I'm pretty certain that Boom Boom knew from production that they were gonna pull some fucking stunt like this. However, I think that Boom Boom is still going to be taken a little by surprise that the first 2 people that are going to enter into the green room are the 2 people with beef. Um, so I'm gonna walk in and I'm gonna be like, oh, I didn't even think that you'd be allowed to play this game anymore. I'm gonna find some place and have a seat.
Red Dame, did you want to respond?
Sure. Sorry, I didn't know if we were in their
No,
character
you
moment.
can go ahead, and then we'll continue.
Oh yeah, the Red Dame. I imagine she fully has at least a dedicated makeup woman who is there with her as well, who is actively, giving her blush. And she's sort of got the mirror in hand and looks up at Boom Boom, looks back at the mirror, closes it, and she says, "Oh, good, the rodent's back."
I roll.
Uh, now,
I'm
of course,
sitting and my feet do not touch the ground, so the whole time they're just like swinging like this.
now we all know that Boom Boom is a crowd favorite, and we wouldn't want to leave them without protection, which is why we are delighted to say that joining us this week is Princess. Yeah. Princess is everyone's favorite killer. She, of course, has been with us since the very first ever episode of Force Blade Punks. We are delighted to have her pink halberd, and her formal fighting style back. And this will actually be one of the few times she and Red Dame have graced the same episode. You're going to enter the green room. Go ahead and describe yourself.
So Princess walks in the green room, signing a lost autograph, giving a little wave, closing the door behind her. She is currently, in honor of her wonderful last game, has done her hair in pigtails, but look like little bunny, floppy bunny ears. Though she's clipped them, so she has little pigtail bunny ears. And she is currently in a pink, what's over the overall they're shorts and they're pink, and the pocket has a little bedazzled heart on it. It's also pink. And she walks in and she's all smiles. She goes, "Oh my God, Boom Boom, it's so nice to see you. Oh my God, the red. Yeah, we all can use some last minute touch ups. Absolutely. Hi, Boom Boom," and comes on over.
I jump up and I give her a big hug. I miss you so much.
And
So
squeals at a pitch that only dogs can hear.
We are always thrilled to have Princess. Now, don't let the sweetness of her voice make you think that she is any less deadly in the arena. Now, as I hinted earlier, we are excited to partner with our international Force Blade Punk shows. And we have our first visitor from the German version of Force Blade Punks. This is Queen Bee. Queen Bee has actually been with us before, because the fun fact is she is the top hunter in the German Force Blade Punks, where they call her Bienenkrugenen. I maybe said that right. I don't actually speak German, so I can't guarantee it. But with us here in America, she has played 5 games. It's 5 years running that she has been our international guest from Germany. And her kill count is 37. Her fighting style is dance fighting. And her weapon of choice, bees? Go ahead and describe yourself as you enter, Queen Bee.
So Queen Bee is a former model. So she is a former model, former dancer. So she's tall, wearing a very skin tight, like black suit. You can see that she has black, like fingerless gloves, it looks like. You can't see how far up they go because on top she's wearing a black and that's like a crop top leather jacket that she is like zipped all the way up to her chin. And yeah, she wears heels and walks as though she were wearing sneakers, because she's basically lived in them her entire life.
And do we currently see bees?
No.
Okay. And finally, our last hunter for this episode is another brand new hunter. We are excited to introduce a new killer to the roster, Death Throes. This is their first game, which puts their kill count currently at 0. Their fighting style is ranged. Their weapon of choice is throwing knives. And a fun fact is they carve all of their own throwing knives from the bones of their enemies. The more knives, the more kills. We love to see it. Everybody give a nice Force Blade Punks cheer welcome for Death Throes. And the green room doors open, and go ahead and describe who enters.
In walks this lanky kid, barely more than a teenager, with a shock of neon blue hair and black tactical gear, which is pretty useless in hiding when you have bright blue hair. With a collection of throwing knives strapped around their body.
All right.
I'm gonna turn to Princess when Death Rose comes in, and I'm gonna be like, "Isn't that just a literal child?"
I mean, I was 4 when I started, so.
Oh, fuck. Also, your symbol is just a skull. Tell me you're a newbie without telling me you're a newbie.
Excuse me, aren't you just a rabbit?
We're having an ABC conversation. You can see your way out of it, ma'am. Thank you.
Also,
Death
just
Rose,
a fucking rabbit. I kill people for my life.
Death Rose, why don't you come and take a seat? You're one of us, dear.
I think I'll go this way, and they sit near me, not wanting to take sides in the beef. So
All right.
Fair enough.
And that is all of our contestants. Now we will take some time to visit them in the green room to see how they're getting along and how they're preparing. And of course, we will be sending our host, Melody, in to give them the rundown of what's happening in this week's episode. So footage cuts back to the green room where you guys are all sort of, well, prepping, I would say. Does anybody want to do any sort of confessional to the camera or any talk with each other? Queen Bee, it is noted that you would know Princess and you would know Red Dame, but Boom Boom has like been genetically created for this game between the last time you were here and now. And I don't know how German Force Blade punks feel about genetically modified animals competing. So you can decide that.
I wouldn't mind doing a confessional if we're doing one.
Yes. All right. Red Dame confessional.
Sure. With the camera on her, she's definitely still looking in her mirror and getting just last minute touches. She looks very unconcerned, I think is the word. She's looking around and she says, "Now, don't get me wrong. I do respect Princess greatly. She's one of the best, an amazing killer. You know, I looked up to her when I first started my time here. But, well, the fact that these creatures keep getting put into the game, I just think is disrespectful to those of us who have earned our way here, who have trained our way here, fought our way here, genetic enhancements, and it's equivalent to, you know, taking steroids to go and hunt people. I just, quite frankly, I don't know if I can stomach it. And the fact that this Boom Boom, well, bombs, quite a coward's weapon, I will say that. Nothing like a sickle gets you up close and personal. But I'm willing to let bygones be bygones.
All right, and cut away from the confessional back to the main green room. Does anybody want to say any? Oh, yep, go.
Go meet the newbie. Come on, let's go meet the newbie. I
Okay.
grab Princess's hand and like drag her across the
I'm
room.
going.
Your name was Jethros, right?
Yeah, that's
You're the one with the skull, right?
yeah. I did.
You might want to work on that. Could you explain to me what your weapon is again? Because it sounds rad as fuck, but I don't get it.
Throwing knives. I don't know what. I like carving
Oh, they're
them.
just throwing knives.
But they're
I
they're
thought they
made
were like
out
made
of
out of bones or something.
yeah, they're made out of
Oh
bones
yeah.
of your enemy, and this is your first game. Who were your
So where'd you get these bones?
Yeah, where'd you get these bones?
I mean, all of your enemies in this game? You're
Yes,
lucky
I
people.
was literally made for this game.
I don't
You
think
will
I have
get
not
Boom
seen
Boom.
anything. My
I don't
production and the crate I live in. This is my only life. Sorry, whenever I get into my backstory, it gets very sad very quick. Haha, this is me laughing so that everyone can have a good laugh.
Princess is nodding that this is completely relatable, and unfortunately is completely relatable.
Okay. No. Some people have enemies outside of the game.
I I don't think I have any enemies. I get along with everyone pretty well.
Yeah, we're besties. I'm gonna take your hand
There's
and like
just
swing
like
it
a
like this.
pan from these two to the red tape and back to this two, and it goes like, sure.
Okay, I'm at this moment going to insist that Death Throes does a confessional. We're gonna cut to you so you can share your inner thoughts.
Hey, look, this is my first time here. Like, I'm just trying to do my best, get some kills, not get killed myself. You know, trying to get into the game. And they dropped me in the middle of this, like, age-old feud between two of the biggest killers in this game and the genetically engineered rabbit made for this game. I'm just gonna do my best to stay out of the way, let them do their thing, and hopefully bring some kills and have a good first show.
Can we
I'm
cut
just here
back
to
to the
have
green
fun.
room?
Yes, we'll cut back to the green room.
Well, Death Rose, I, you know, I remember my first. Actually, I don't really remember my first day. It was kind of a blur. But, if you're
He
made for this, you'll come out on top. That's what I believe. So, good luck
Boom
out
Boom
there.
Boom says I don't believe it.
Good
I
luck
don't
to you.
remember the first show, and Princess suddenly disassociates for half a second and then comes back.
You okay there, princess?
Where you going?
Totally. I need some water. And just walks away.
Yeah, it's very important to stay hydrated. Death Rose, are you staying hydrated?
Very.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah. But not too hydrated. You don't want to need to pee while you're out there. I mean, you'll be in the woods, but you don't want to let your guard down. So, like, I don't know. Oh, yeah, we have a hand up.
Sorry, I just didn't want to interrupt.
Oh, okay.
Um,
So yeah, Red Dame, what are you doing?
I would love to go talk to Queen Bee. Um, I think the Red Dame approaches and uh, sort of goes, "Good evening, darling. It's wonderful to have you across the pond, as it were. Um, I must ask, it's been a long time since my time in Berlin. How is the Forceblade Punks games in Germany?"
Oh, well, I don't know if you talked about this the last time, darling, but the wall is down now. When were you there again?
It's been quite a while. Oh goodness, I must have been 27 at the time. Yeah. We all remember our 20s, don't we?
Some of us are in them.
Yeah, of course.
Some of us might not live to see them, but
Oh, yeah. Oh,
we shall
goodness.
see.
Yes. The Red Dame definitely shoots a glance over at Death Throes. Um, Now, it is customary in games like these. Perhaps we look out for somebody on their first game before they get their first kill. They're off limits here in America. You understand?
Oh, of course. We often do that as well.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Truly. Um, how are you finding your time here?
Well, usually I look at the clock.
Oh my goodness. Queen Bee, you
You
delight.
hear a snort from the background from Death Throes.
But you know how it is, vining and dining.
Oh yes, oh yes. Yes. Visit this wonderful little place over on Fifth Street. I must take you simply after the event, of course.
I would simply adore it.
Yes, I can't wait to see what new concoctions you've crafted up with bees.
Well, much the same as last year, darling. So, I
Oh,
have scratched out.
yes, I'll make sure to give you a wide berth as you go through the camp.
Oh, we all appreciate it, darling.
Of course.
All right.
Also,
as-
can we cut to confessional real quick?
Oh,
Like,
yes, please, confessional.
like she just kind of like sits there for a minute, like looking at her nails, and says, "It's always such a treat to come over here. It's a drama. It's the friends who are now enemies, the enemies who are now friends. It's a talking rabbit is new, though."
I just
So,
this last total last thing. It's them two talking, and like we already know Queen's tall, but Dave also gives really tall energy. And I just imagine 5'1" princess just pop up between the two of them and go, "Oh look, we got a whole court."
yeah.
That's it.
So as you pop up over there, Malady walks in and she says, "Good evening, hunters, and welcome to episode 3. We're very, very excited to have you this evening." Uh, she says, "Let me just get the kill board pulled up so that everyone can see. Ideally, just the kill board. Hang on. Go away.
Seeing all the secrets, the back rooms.
Yeah, we're seeing everything. All right. So we'll get the kill board pulled up so everyone can see. And we're very excited to announce that this evening is a special event. We are doing a first blood kill credit match. And for those of you who don't remember how this works, allow me to remind you, and of course, inform our viewers who are new. The way that a first blood match works is whichever hunter injures a prey first gets the kill, regardless of whether or not they are the one who kills them. Now, of course, you only get credit for the kill if they do eventually die. And on nights like tonight, the dog tags are only worth money if the person is actually killed. So stealing tags will not get you money off of a live victim. And to sweeten the deal, any prey who hits back against a hunter who has drawn first blood on them and then survives tonight's episode gets a boon before the next episode. In addition, any hunter who is injured by prey who survives suffers a permanent health decrease until that prey is killed. The network will not heal you between episodes. Now, of course, does anybody have any questions before I let you loose into camp? No? Okay. Well, we
Thirds,
are.
maybe.
Oh, yes. Boom, boom. Go ahead.
Um, where are we starting from?
Oh, that is a wonderful question, Boom Boom. So we are dropping you off at the entrance to camp, which is over by the assembly court. If you're looking at the map we provided you, it's on the left side. You can see where the road comes into camp.
So like we are at the assembly court or we're at
Yes.
the
Well, you're
okay.
at the road before the assembly court. We will be
So
taking you
we are as
actually
far
into the assembly
west
court.
in this map as
Yes.
possible.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, noted. Second question. Um, the trees that are on this map,
Mm-hmm.
like how literal are they?
They're not very literal. Aside from the big trees that are by the cabins and the big tree by the lake, those are literal. But all of the little
And the
pine
cabins are
trees,
north
uh, the cabins, the cabins are in the east.
in the east? Oh, I see them now. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So all of those big puffy trees, all of those are literal.
Mhm.
The other trees are just an indicator of the woodlands that's there.
So then when you go up, there's like the tower with the bell and then two
Yes.
buildings by it. What are those
Yes.
meant to be?
Those are storage buildings.
Oh, okay. Like
Mhm.
sheds.
Yes,
Cool.
storage sheds.
Nice.
They hold wood for the campfire, other sorts of things that the camp might need.
Excellent. Thank you for the clarification.
You are very welcome, of course, Boom Boom. We are excited to have you guys here. We're excited for this new type of game, and we can't wait to get started. So if you are ready, all right, no more questions. Well, I will see you guys out there. Good luck and happy hunting. And Melody walks out. And then you guys are transported all together to the west side of the map there on that entrance road where they drop you off. And the announcer comes on and says, and we are ready, hunters. Prepare yourselves. Your 90-minute kill starts. Oh, everybody, get ready to say with me, let's go kill. And your time starts. And you are free to go. So if somebody knows what they want to do first, yes.
I would like to immediately, as quickly as I can, bolt into the woods, like dodging between the trees.
Okay. You're just going into the woods.
I would say like initially for the first couple of feet, it's gonna be like mad dash, but as I get deeper in, I'm gonna do more of like a zigzag formation, like as I'm like going from tree to tree,
All
trying to
right.
like move as quickly between them, but use them as like,
Coverage.
excuse me, a shield and a barrier.
Go ahead and roll just 1d6 for me.
Okay. Let's go with no. Let's go with this one. Perfect. That was two.
Okay. So you wander off into the forest. You are hiding and moving along, and you don't notice anything in the trees. Nope, you
Incredible.
don't notice anything in the trees.
I
All right.
love that for me.
Anybody else have a first move that they want to make? Princess, go.
She's gonna start heading. She heads down and takes that path toward the climbing wall, keeping an eye out as she heads down that path.
All right. So you keep an eye out as you head down that path. Um, you're not going to notice anything as you approach the climbing wall. We'll come back to you.
Got it.
Red Dame, where do you head?
I think her goal is to get sort of a bird's eye view, so I want to go to that bell tower.
Mm.
I also know there are storage buildings over there, and the Red Dame is looking to redeem a kitten tonight.
Oh. All right.
So I'm trying to think of what is the the least obvious spot that she could hide. And I guess there's so many options, but I imagine people are going to think the action's down at Silver Lake, so I'm going to try to get a bird's eye view up there at the bell tower.
Okay. So you head towards the bell tower. On your way, you pass the summer office and the dining hall. Are you just passing them by?
Yeah, I think the Red Dame is sort of, she walks with purpose in her step, but always in like a very respectable, always very poised, So she's briskly walking by with her weapon at her side, headed
Okay.
obviously looking for threats, but she's headed straight to the bell tower, so she's not going to investigate too
Okay.
intensely.
So you make your way to the bell tower. We'll come back to you in a second. Queen Bee, where do you head to start?
Queen Bee is going to head towards the assembly court.
Okay. Great. And Death Throes, where do you head to start?
Death Throw is kind of going to follow, not exactly follow, but go have a similar strategy to Boom Boom. Not going fully into the forest, but staying to the edge of it and starting to move to the other side of camp.
Okay. Go ahead and roll 1d6 for me as well.
That's a 1.
Okay. You also notice nothing
This
in the
is
woods.
going to go amazing.
You also notice nothing in the woods as
The
you
woods are pretty.
move along. Yeah, the trees are gorgeous.
I was at Death Throw did like put up their hood to hide their hair.
Okay, yeah, great.
So
A
that
good idea.
they are not like a bright blue flame walking through the dark woods.
That's probably smart. We appreciate the use of intelligence there.
They are also like letting everyone go first.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to step on anyone's toes.
That's fair. And we also appreciate that. Okay. So, sorry guys, the killboard's going crazy.
Whoa, whoa.
Yeah, it really is. Having a time today. Okay. So we're gonna leave the people who know nothing is in the woods, and we are going to cut back to Princess,
Oh my
who
god.
reaches the climbing wall. So the climbing wall is actually like a pretty good section of stuff. You see walls of a few varying different heights, and then one huge wall that's about 60 feet tall.
Oh.
And it's just your classic, like got all those knobs and everything, gets all the way to the top. And at the top, there is a large platform. And from your vantage point on the ground, obviously, you can't see at all what's on top of that platform.
She looks up, she looks at the platform, and just says, "Now don't make me climb all the way up there and be nothing. I'll climb up there if you're up there. We can have a fun time. But you gotta tell me you're up there first."
Silence.
All right, I'm climbing up the fucking wall. Yeah.
Um,
I'm gonna climb up the wall. If anything, it'll be a good place to look around.
Okay.
It's 60 feet in the air.
Yeah, go ahead and roll your 3d6 for climbing the wall.
3d6, 1, 2, 3. I got 2 6s and a 1.
All right. Obviously, you're gonna get hurt because it's you.
Yeah, because it's me. I refuse to be embarrassed about anything.
All right. So Princess, you start climbing the wall, and you are successful in climbing, especially because you got 2 crits.
Yeah.
So you climb the whole wall. I was gonna make you do 2 rolls to climb. You don't have to do that. You do, however, about halfway up, lose your hand, or no, lose your footing, and slip. and you have to catch yourself again, which does scrape up the side of your arm, and yeah, and also like you're just a little bit sore.
Yeah.
As you get to the top.
I got stabbed in this arm last episode. It's fine.
Yeah. Well, normally the network takes very good care to heal you up between episodes. Usually. So.
All right, is anyone up here?
Yeah. So you reach the top.
Cool.
And as soon as you get up there, leaning over a little ways, is like you're almost at the top, right? So you're not quite getting your head up the top. And when you get there, Kitten pops her head over the edge and goes, I shouldn't want to say anything really loud, you know?
That's fair. It's a good strategy.
God damn.
And she's like, and she's like, I know that I'm prey now, but how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I feel like
been
shit.
Better.
Yeah, but she does reach down a hand and pull you up. You guys go back.
Yeah.
Well, she's been a hunter.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And everybody likes Princess.
They're gonna really kick my ass if I don't do something. You know that, right?
I am well aware. I did consider just pushing you off the wall.
See, I was thinking the same thing.
But I heard it's a first blood night, so maybe just one hit and then we'll part ways. You get credit if somebody kills me.
All right. I'm gonna clock her in the side of the face.
Okay, go ahead and roll for me.
Wonderful. That is a 4, a 2, and a 5.
Okay. You gonna get hurt?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're just clocking her with your fists, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm very much assuming I didn't bring my halberd on the climb with me.
Correct. So you smash Kitten across the face, and her lip starts bleeding, and she kind of grins at you, and says, "Well, first blood's all fair, right?" And she slashes back at you with her. She has brass knuckles that have claws coming out of them, little kitty claws.
Nice.
And so she comes back and slashes at you, but she understands and slashes across your abdomen, not your face, because the face is very important.
The face is important. It's my brand. Let's go. Correct. Yeah, fuck. Okay. Yeah, ow. Shit. Don't die. There's a newbie. Maybe kill that one so you can come back. I have mimosas on Sunday. And I start climbing back down again.
And wait, before you start climbing back down, she goes, "That's a deal." And then she says, "I kept the rappelling ropes." And she underwinds one of the ropes and just jumps off the side and like does that little, like float down.
Yeah.
And there's another rope up there for you.
Thank God. Okay. I'm gonna make sure the rope's tied to something first. I don't trust any motherfucker.
She jumps down from actually, before you go, we're gonna leave you up at the top. But from your vantage point, you do watch her disappear towards the cabins.
Okay.
And disappear into a cabin.
Had to be. Why couldn't it have been bubblegum? I got big. That's my ex-girlfriend. I could have pushed her off easily. 10 seconds. No.
All right. So we're going to leave you on top of the wall. You have the rappelling rope to get down, but you also have the opportunity to see things. which is what you are doing right now.
Mhm.
From your vantage point, you can sort of see all the way across camp. You don't see into the forest, but you do see Red Dame making her way towards the bell tower,
Fine.
which she's going to climb. So we're going to cut over
Fuck.
there.
If Kitten doesn't die, I don't get healed. Fuck.
Yep.
The network's gonna have my ass.
All right, Red Dame, we are cutting over to you, heading to the bell tower. You don't encounter anyone at the bell tower itself.
Great. Do I, the video camera's going around. Do I know that Princess has already found Kitten?
Yes, you do know that Princess has found Kitten, but the footage that you see is only of them trading blows, and then it looks like Kitten got a hit in and then jumped off. Like it's
Sure.
cut very clearly to make it look like they actually fought
Yeah.
to you. The viewer, yeah. Mhm.
I got you. Okay. The Red Dame, she comes up. She goes, "Damn, you're not making this easy." She's gonna try and see if she can see anything, but an idea comes to her, and it's kind of psychotic. She's gonna take her weapon and ring the bell of the bell tower.
Okay. All right. So
To
you,
see if,
yeah, roll for me to climb the bell tower.
okay. Great. That is a 4, a 3, and a 1. I get what I want, but I get hurt and I'm embarrassed.
All right. So Red Dame goes to climb the bell tower, something that should be relatively easy. There is like pegs affixed to the side because people obviously do climb this on occasion. But while you are climbing those pegs, your dress gets tangled and you get caught, which causes you to just a light injury. You just like bruise yourself by slamming into the side. It's more embarrassing than it is injury.
Fair. Yeah, if Princess can see that from the rock wall, then I'm definitely like not happy about that.
Oh yeah, Princess can see. So now you guys are at your vantage points, and both of you are looking out across the camp.
Looking at each other, just I do a little wave, and then I see that I go, oh, I'm gonna ignore that you did that. We're gonna try to see it.
And from where you are, you can see Synthwave dancing around the campfire gleefully. You can also see Bubblegum down in the assembly port pit, but you see Queen Bee on her way there. And you can see Robin and the Friar, shockingly, I know to all of you, at the archery range.
Crazy, insane. Who could have foretold this?
Yeah. Oh, and at the slab, which is like a big concrete slab, where they would maybe play basketball or whatever, you see Jeff on his motorcycle.
Oh God.
Gosh.
Okay.
And hang on, I'm checking other people's locations just to make sure that like you wouldn't see anybody else. No, no one else is visible.
Okay. Great. Okay. I don't think I'm gonna ring the bell then if I can see that many people already. I was gonna ring the bell to try to draw them out, but I think there's probably no need at this point.
Yep.
I think the Red Dame is gonna go for efficiency here. She's gonna separate her sickles, have them sort of extend, and she goes, "Well, there's Robin and the Friar. That's 2 for 1 right there." And I'm headed there where the double kill is.
Okay, so you're going to make your way towards the archery range. Are you gonna try and like duck into the trees to pass the slab, or are you gonna be on that road, visible? Think about that while we go to the assembly court.
Great.
Where Queen Bee arrives at. So think of it like an amphitheater, with like great seating down into the assembly area. And when you arrive there, Bubblegum is standing unashamed on the assembly court in the bottom with her giant hammer. And this is like a comically huge, like she could squash a person with this hammer. It's ridiculously huge.
Fun. Okay, so it's like I'm at the top and it goes down to the stage, or
yes, you're at the top and it goes down to the stage.
Okay, so she's on the stage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm going to project. The center stage is usually where I stand.
And she looks up to you and says, well, come take your place. X marks the spot, and like steps out of center stage and sort of preps her hammer.
Okay. I'm gonna walk down the stairs like I'm walking. No, not the stairs. I'm gonna walk down the benches. You know how little kids try to do, but their legs are too short. What I try to do, but my real legs are too short. So yeah, I'm gonna walk down the benches like I'm walking down a catwalk. And then so I'm at like if she's like stage left, I'll be stage right. So we just got like the stage in front of us.
Okay.
Like between us. And I'll say, all right, then shall we judge each other's performances?
And she goes, absolutely. And she's going to take a step forward and she's gonna swing for you first.
Okay. I would like to try to pirouette out of the way.
Mm-hmm. So she is successful.
Okay.
But go ahead and roll. You get what you want, and this will determine how hurt you get because she did roll a 6 to hit you.
Okay, so I'm like 3 or 1.
You roll all 3. Because getting what you want. Yeah, we want to see if you get what you want and don't get hurt.
Okay.
Get what you want is pirouetting out of the way.
Nope. As will be something that is just a running theme. I did get 3 failures. And that is going to happen, by the way, every time I roll tonight.
All right. So Bubblegum swings her hammer down, and you attempt to pirouette out of the way. And for maybe the first time in your life are not as graceful as you feel like you should be. And the hammer is going to smash down on your, are you left-handed or right-handed?
Oh, I haven't actually thought of it.
On your non-dominant shoulder.
She's probably right-handed, so.
Okay. So it's going to smash down on your left shoulder.
Yeah.
You take 2 damage.
Okay.
And you are essentially, your left arm, she dislocates your shoulder. Your left arm is useless until you or somebody pops it back into place.
Okay.
Not a big deal for you, obviously. And then after she smashes you, she like swings the hammer to the side and takes a little bow and says, so, judge my performance.
Not bad. I would give it an A. Minus, perhaps.
And then she readies her hammer and says, your turn.
I would like to attack back.
All right.
Ooh, okay. That's 2 successes and a failure, and one of the successes is a 6.
All right. So what do you want to fail at? Do you want to get hurt or do you want to feel shame?
No, I think she's gonna be embarrassed because she did take the first hit in this fight, so she's a little bit like, okay, that was
okay.
off for me. I'm some people are seeing me for the first time. It's not the greatest performance. But the 6 will be the hit.
Yes. So you do 2 damage. Tell us how.
Yeah. She says, I myself tend to go for bees. And she's gonna throw out one hand, and just from underneath, out of the sleeve, just comes pouring a bunch of bees, and they go right for her eyes.
Amazing. So they sting all over her face, and they have actually swollen her eyes shut. She does swing her hammer out wildly, and obviously, giant hammer, bunch of bees. Some of the bees do get hit.
Yeah.
But it's not enough to make that much of a difference for you and your swarm. And I'm gonna see if she decides to run away.
That depends. Is she going into anaphylactic shock?
She is not going into anaphylactic shock. She is not allergic to bee stings.
That's always the surprise finishing move because nobody knows ahead of time.
No, but there is one prey that I specifically made allergic to bee stings. So
I think we all have to roll right now and see if any of us are allergic to bees.
Oh yeah, perfect. Everybody roll a d6. On a failure, you're allergic to bees.
Wonderful.
Actually, we're gonna make it less. On a 1 or 2, you're allergic to bees.
Wow.
That was close.
Well,
I got a 30.
I got a 30.
Okay. Boom boom. Actually, he's a rabbit.
Roll for bees.
Sorry, what?
No, they're a rabbit. They're not allergic to bees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The new kid is allergic to bees.
But Death
And
Rose is
now
allergic
the
to
new
bees.
kid is
Not
allergic.
even allergic. A 1, so definitely
A 1.
allergic to bees.
Oh, I
Yeah.
should have asked if you had an EpiPen on you at the beginning.
Damn.
I would have been polite.
Well, you did promise Red Dame not to go after Death Throws.
I did, but sometimes they get excited.
All right. So Bubblegum is not deathly allergic, but she is well, actually, she's gonna swing at you one more time because she actually hit you before you hit her.
Yeah.
Which means that she doesn't get the boon right now if she survives, because she didn't hit you after you drew first blood.
Yeah.
So she is in fact going to wildly swing her hammer to try and attack. She is not going to successfully swing her hammer to try and attack back.
Okay.
She swings wildly around, and in fact, just doesn't hit you at all. Her eyes are pretty much swollen shut, so she is unable to hit you. You could definitely leave pretty easily, or you could continue this fight, and we will come back to you to find out which you decide to do in a minute. We are instead going to cut to the trees, where a little rabbit is hopping along and a little teenager is following them. And as you guys are going, paying attention to absolutely nothing, a huge log, like mostly a fallen tree, comes barreling out and smashes across, like smashes the tree that Boom Boom is in, knocking you out of the tree for 1 damage, and also like hits into Death Throws where you're following. Also for 1 damage. This person got a crit. And now you guys are paying attention, and you see Haywire in her giant mech suit rip another tree up and get ready to face off against you. And this is more, rather than like what is a Zord? Like, it's not like that. It's like what Ripley is in Aliens, or like what they use in Avatar, where
That's
it's like
kind of what I expected this was going to be.
Yeah. So it's like an exoskeleton style suit. So the squishy person, is still very visible. But she's got this suit around her, and it does have like a little bit of protection over her face.
That was gonna be my question.
Mhm.
Because
Yeah.
I want to throw a knife at the squishy parts.
So you guys are both recovering. What are you gonna do?
I would like to run up to like a tree that's behind her and like ricochet off it so that I land like between her shoulder blades.
Oh, on the back of the mech.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ideally while like grabbing a stick while I do.
All right. Roll for it.
Grabbing a stick, gnawing on it, ricocheting off of a tree, landing on her shoulders.
Okay.
This is my vision. This is my dream. Okay. So that's a 4, a 5, and a 1.
Okay.
Hmm. I want to get what I want. Um, but I already have 1 health gone.
But it's
You
not.
have 8 more than you need.
But I also am in front of the newbie.
Mhm.
So I think that I will get hurt. I
Okay.
want to show off. I want the newbie to be impressed.
So the move goes off without a hitch.
Hmm.
Like it is beautiful. Uh, and like you just like gracefully like rip a branch off the tree as you pass by it and gnaw the end as you like bounce, and it looks sick. Uh, and you land on the shoulder blades. And it is at that moment that you discover that this running machine is hella hot on the outside.
Great.
And so the metal like burns you a little bit, but you look cool. So you're like, and you ignore the pain
Okay.
The
to look
sound hurts.
awesome. I'm gonna let
Shit.
Death Throws respond to what they just saw, and then we'll come back to you. Boom boom.
Tethros is very much in shock. Very much in shock. They take a millisecond to appreciate the mad parkour of the rabbit, and then say, "Oh shit, right!" Start moving themselves off of the way of the next incoming log while they try to throw a knife at Haywire.
All right, roll 3d6 for me.
That's a 3, a 2, and a 1.
Great. So you are so concerned about the next log that's coming your way, that your knife goes wild, and then you're so embarrassed by the fact that your knife went wild that you trip and bang your knees. um, which is unfortunate. And yeah, and the next log hits you, which is what does the damage.
I'm going
So
to
you're
switch to digital dice
please feel free.
to
So
see if digital dice hate me less.
Boom Boom, you see that happen to Death Bros. What do you do?
I'm on a hot ass mech suit, so like I can't be focused on death throws. Is there any kind of opening between the mech suit and Haywire?
Yes, on the front. So like the back of the suit is pretty solid around her, but
Hmm.
on the front it's open. Like where she's
Like
sort of
completely
sitting in it.
open, like there's no like glass case over her.
So where she's sitting in it, the only coverage like comes over her head, not over her from like torso down.
What is the cover? Is it going to be more of the hot metal that singed my little beans?
No, in front of her face is like a plastic
Okay.
or like a glass, but like
I
tough
think that I would
glass.
like to hop onto the plastic remove the stem of one of my grenades, throw it in, and then hop away.
All right, roll for it.
Yay. 3 5s.
Hey!
Yeah.
All
That's
right.
my rabbit.
So you throw the grenade in and hop away and look cool doing it. And Haywire is able to like fumble around with the grenade so it doesn't explode right in her chest. But it does take out the leg of the mech. So it now like sort of stumble walks and it has injured her. So you have drawn first blood on Haywire.
Now question not from Boom Boom.
Yes.
Is this still a game where you need a tag to not become the hunted?
So it's still a game where meeting quota is important. Yes.
And meeting quota is tags or kills?
Meeting quota is both. Like it's a
You need
mixture
at
of
least
things.
one.
Yep.
Okay. Excuse me. So this kill will still count for me even if I
Yes.
don't kill. Okay.
Yes. As long as they die.
Okay.
hmm
But if I had not drawn first blood, but I had killed Haywire,
You would
then it
get
wouldn't count?
nothing unless you
Okay,
had the
noted.
tags.
Okay, noted.
hmm All right. Um, we're going to bop away from you guys for a second and head back over to well, Princess, what are you doing from your vantage point?
So I see Dave start heading toward archery. I'm
Mhm.
assuming. I see them
Yes.
start moving. And we've been in games together. I know that she's going for the highest kill count possible. So I know she's going that way. I think I'm gonna go to the campfire.
All right. So you rappel down off the climbing wall and make your way back along the road to the campfire. And when you get there, um, you see so it's a pretty large fire and it's blazing currently, even though it is daylight outside.
Hmm.
And it's also like all sorts of strange colors, like clearly some stuff has been put into this fire. Nothing that breathing it in is going to hurt you, just aesthetically.
It's just pretty.
It's just pretty, yes. But it's like bonfire sized rather than like tiny campfire size. And then around it are some like benches and things set out. And as you approach, you see Synthwave dancing there. Are you doing any? No, you're princess. Never mind. I forgot. You don't sneak up. You're
I
formal
don't.
fighting.
I'm a formal fighter.
Uh, so you get there, and Synthwave is just dancing around the fire, and she just turns to you and she says, "Come on, join my party," and pulls one of her party poppers.
Wonderful.
Uh,
I can't wait to trip for the rest of this game. God, what is on Mushrooms Princess like? Hold on.
you're about to find out
Oh
because
no.
she successfully popped the spores in your face. And suddenly that colorful fire becomes even more colorful. And everything around you starts to twist and turn and exaggerate, um, including
Okay.
Synthwave herself. So all of her, she's got sort of like she's a very neon character anyway. And so like her eyebrows are now very highlighted and
Mm-hmm.
you can still see her and you still know enough to like know who she is. You know, you're not
Yeah.
losing your mind. It's just visual
Yeah.
hallucination. This is not like the one that made you think that your friends were your enemies and your enemies were your
Yes.
friends.
But I think drugs are gonna make her drop her entire mask that she has on 24/7. So suddenly the like smile she always wears kind of just drops and it's just stone faced. And I just go, the fire needs a little more color, and I pull out my halberd and I try to hit her at the end of it to stab her.
Yeah, all right, roll.
1, 2, 3. 4, 6, and a 5.
All right. So you are wildly successful. You stab her for 2 damage.
And I'm just walking, backing her up into the fire, like turning her into a s'more is my goal here.
I love that. So you walk her back into the fire. She looks down at like where your halberd is sticking out and there's blood pouring. And she goes, "Hey, this is not how you party."
I'm having a great time.
Rude. And she is going, I mean, like the party poppers are her main weapon, but
Yeah.
she can still swing at you with her.
Well, she's at the end of a halberd, so
Oh yeah, it's not gonna go well. What she's gonna do, I think, is grab the halberd, like where it's stuck in her, and try and like wrench it out of your hands.
Okay.
So that's what she's going for.
Valid.
She is not successful. She is not, in fact, able to do that. She tries really hard. All she manages to do is shift it and actually cut her own guts a little bit more. So she is now at 3 damage. Go ahead and see if you want to turn her into a s'more.
Yeah, I just push her further into the fire at the end of this halberd.
Roll.
A 3, a 5, and a 5.
Okay.
I'll burn myself in the process.
Okay. So you shove her into the fire, but because you're hallucinating, the fire is actually way closer than you thought it was. And you go like this to shove her into the fire and suddenly realize that your hands, which you thought were far from the fire, are in fact in the fire. She is both looking around and going, "Ooh, pretty," and screaming.
Wonderful.
Just in alternating.
A perfect combination. And just for added flavor for the burning, I notice my hands in the fire. I don't move away for a hot minute.
We love to see it. And she's gonna make one more attempt to like wrench herself away.
Go for it.
Which she is unsuccessful at doing because she's stuck in the fire. So please go ahead. She didn't fail completely though, so she doesn't injure herself more. But you can make your killing blow.
4, 3, 4.
Okay. You're getting hurt again, I assume.
Yeah. I have too much health. What's the point here?
So because obviously, because your hands are in the fire and you just keep holding her there, you burn again. But eventually her screams die down. But in what you can see, she like has kind of become a marshmallow. And so you really do feel like you're roasting a giant marshmallow.
When I know she's delicious. Dead, I pull her out. I kind of shake her off the halberd and I pick up the dog tag. I turn and look at one of the many floating cameras and say, "Don't do drugs, kids," and keep going.
So because you are hallucinating, obviously the kill.
Wow, you really smoked her.
The kill board does go up, awarding a kill to Princess. But because you were hallucinating, I do need you to roll a d6 to see if you remember, like, if you can register the dog tags on what looks to you to just be a marshmallow.
Just like a marshmallow. I got a 2.
So you leave the dog tags there on
Right.
that marshmallow, but you didn't get a 1, so you don't try and eat it.
Oh, thank God. Me eating human flesh, my career's over.
Yeah.
Or
But
I'm getting a new name. There are 2 options.
You pull the marshmallow out of the fire, and it's unfortunately too charred. God damn it. So now you are off in hunt of another marshmallow to roast on the fire.
Horrible.
I
Love it.
Yeah. We'll figure out where you go in a minute here.
Cool.
Everybody saw Princess get that kill, but it would be noted that she walked away without taking the dog tags. And that's something that you guys would note because it's important to you. And we're going to cut back over to the Red Dame, who arrives at the archery range. And even before you've really gotten there, an arrow goes whizzing right past you, and it doesn't injure you, but it does, cut a nice hole through your dress. Like
Sure.
between one step and the next, as your dress swishes, it slices through.
The one crime.
I'm so sorry. You asked me a question right before we went to the break on whether or not I was just walking past Jeff or I was going straight to archery.
Oh yes, I did.
And with this detestment of genetic abominations.
Oh yeah, you're gonna stop for Jeff. Okay, then back that up.
Sorry.
No, I forgot.
I think I want to cut through the tree line and listen to the motorcycle sounds on the slab. And I want to come out as soon as Jeff is on the other side of the slab. So where he's not going to be right up next to me.
Okay. So you do that. You step onto the slab and he's on the other side. And he swings his motorcycle around. And so he's riding this huge motorcycle and it's got these spikes sticking off the front.
Yeah.
And on the sides of the wheels. So if it came at you, it would cut as it spins.
Yeah. The Red Dame looks over and she goes, well, there's an idea. And she takes her red dress and sort of flays it up and she goes, this works on bulls. And I'm going to stand there and try to get his attention and get him to come towards me.
Okay, roll for that. Let's see.
Okay. 654.
Well, you were definitely wildly successful. It's not that he's bull, but blood is also red, and sharks love blood. So,
sure.
And you, I think, are also bleeding, right? You got injured, yes.
Yeah, from the bell tower.
Yeah, trying to climb. So, absolutely, Jeff kicks the motorcycle into gear and starts barreling towards you. But you successfully rolled to not get hurt by this action. So you're able to do your I don't know, Toro sidestepping.
My goal is to take my sickles, combine them together. I sort of have it out behind me, and as he's driving up, I want to sidestep out of the way and stick the sort of the weapon out so that it dismounts him from the motorcycle.
Okay. All right. Go ahead. So you are successful in getting him to come at you. I need you to roll again to dismount him.
Yeah. Okay. That is a 5, a 4, and a 2. There's no one around right now. I don't feel bad about looking bad right now because this is a monster. And if I have to get down and dirty to do what needs to be done, I'm doing it.
Okay.
Villain edit.
So you don't get injured and you knock him off. But because you had like thrown your dress up in the way that you did, it gets tangled in the blades on the wheels. And so now instead of the beautiful flowing dress you were wearing, it's torn like, I don't know, I imagine like Cinderella's dress when her stepsisters like tear it all apart, you know? So it's just like kind of rags at the edges and at the bottom. That's a little bit indecent now.
Sure. Kind of hot.
Yeah, kind of hot, but I feel like Red Dame like doesn't like to be indecent necessarily.
That's fair.
So like
Yeah,
it is
it's
shameful
not
for
her
you.
favorite.
Even if some people are like, ooh, hot. But you
There's gonna
have
be so many TikTok edits of this exact moment.
correct. But you have knocked him off. But he's not injured by that. He, you know, has dismounted from his bike. He runs a biker gang. This is not the first time somebody has whacked him off his motorcycle while it was in motion.
Sure.
So he recovers nicely and faces you, and he's going to go ahead and attack. You took his bike, so he's going to use his teeth. And he, when you are distracted by your dress, darts out and bites your leg.
Sure.
Which is going to do 1 damage. How do you respond? And he kind of backs up and goes, tastes good.
She goes, oh, darling, you're not the first one who's told me that. And her goal is to hop on the back of that motorcycle and run him down with it.
Oh, I love it. Do it, do it, do it.
Princess is making the TikTok edits, actually.
Go ahead and roll.
Okay. Okay. A 6, a 5, and a 3. Honestly, I think she is a little worried about a nip slip or something. So she is definitely taking a little more care to make this look good. But she's probably going to get sliced by a blade. But yeah, that 6 is going for running him over.
All right. So you know that like the Winter Soldier in Civil War when he like knocks the guy off the bike and then swings himself onto the bicycle. It's not quite that smooth because you do manage to cut yourself on these blades that you're used to, but you have knocked him off and you sort of kick him away after he bites you and swing yourself up onto the motorcycle and just pull it into a turn and smash back into him for 2 damage. Which is painful. And he sort of is riding on the end of the bike there. And while he's like gets hit and injured, but he's now like on the front of the bike as you're coming. And he's going to try and bite you. He is unsuccessful. He can't quite reach you from where he is. So he's not successful in biting, but he is successful in wrenching himself off. So he goes to bite you and manages to get off the front of the bike.
Sure.
And so now he's again standing on the slab. And he just says, "That's my bike." And it's your turn.
Yeah. The Red Dame looks over at him and she says, "Oh, you want it? Come and take it." and she's going to make sure her weapon is fully extended. I'm not going to let him anywhere near this bike. I'm going to try to circle around with my sickle scythe out and try to slice his ankles so he can't run.
Ooh, all right, go for it.
Okay. Okay, the 5, a 4, and a 3. I think the Red Dame knows that she is being a little over the top right now, and it's not the most graceful. I think she's going for the slash, and she's going to not get hurt, and that's why she's trying to keep a wide berth from him.
Okay. So she goes in and is able to slash his ankles and not injure herself. She's sort of figured out where the blades are on the bike. But what she hasn't figured out is how to hold that all together and make it look good at all. And so the swing is not graceful, and you overbalance or like overextend on the bike. And now it's sort of out of control. And so you won't be able to use the bike to attack next time. You're going to have to roll to gain control.
Okay.
And he notices you're out of control and comes to try and take his bike back.
Okay.
So because you gave that opening and you were out of control, his ankles have been, like, you did slice his ankles, so he is really limping. But he's also a shark. So he launches himself forward and kind of moves surprisingly fast through the air and manages to knock you from the bike. Isn't able to get on him himself, but now the two of you are tussling there on the ground. And he's like, that's my bike.
Oh, did they only program me with one phrase to say?
You can go ahead and make an attack back. All he's doing is knocking you off the bike, so it doesn't injure you.
Okay. Yeah, I imagine the bike is in between us now. And I sort of want to push the bike, the weight of the bike on top of him as my sickle drives into his head. I'm going specifically for the shark nose weak point.
All right. Yeah, so it's going to be, actually, you guys were on the same side of the bike because he like tackled and took you off. But you are going to shove him back into the bike spikes as you also try and shove into his head.
Great.
Go for it. Roll for it. Let's see how you do.
Okay. That is a 5, a 3, and a 2. I get what I want. I'm getting hurt, and I'm not looking good doing it. I need this guy down.
All right. So you smash him in and cut his head, but he still is like barely hanging on. And he, like, when you smash him against the spikes, you miscalculate and actually stab one through your own hand. Like, you're shoving him. Ouch. And the spike goes through him and through you, causing an injury. And that's also very embarrassing. Like, that is that's a rookie miscalculation right there. He's going to make one more attempt to bite back. Ooh. In the throes of death, he is going to bite back for a damage, and he also manages to kickstart the bike behind him. And it starts moving, and because he's attached to those spikes, it pulls him away from you.
Okay.
And we're going to leave you there and travel back over to Queen Bee and Bubblegum. So Bubblegum has been blinded. You could run away, or you can keep going and kill her.
No, I'm gonna keep going. There's a stage here. I'm gonna stay here for a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna go after her again. I'm gonna see if I can get her to drop the hammer.
All right. Go for it.
Oh, that's 2 6s and a 4.
All right. So tell us what your bees do. That is your kill shot. So
Yeah. So, so yeah, if it's a kill shot, some of them are, I, I throw, I can't throw out both hands because the other arm is a little, so that arm isn't working as well.
mhm.
So I kind of spin around her, and some more bees come out of like the neck of the jacket. And then I realize that she's pretty down, so I just unzip it, and there's bees just covering every part of her body that the jacket was hiding. It's just, they're not her body, they're just a swarm on the body. And they all just kind of head for her, and they're going in the ears, nose, and throat.
Oh man.
As soon as she starts to scream, they're going straight down the throat.
And so she just becomes absolutely covered in bees as the kill is announced. And yeah, as the kill is announced, and you guys find Queen Bee gets her first kill of the night.
Um,
And I assume you grab the tags.
yeah, I'm gonna, after she's down, I'm gonna walk over and let the ones that are still around just kind of climb back up and just like zip back up the jacket, and then reach down and just pull the dog tags off. Like, I'm not taking them off over her head. I'm just gonna pop them off.
Mm-hmm.
And then say, "Well, look at that. You got to be after all." That, how heavy is this hammer?
So the hammer like would take some strength to wield. Like it's pretty heavy. She's pretty built.
Okay. I was trying to figure out if I could throw it at the bell, but probably not. So I'm just gonna leave it there.
All right. So you leave that there. Where are you heading next?
I will, whatever camera is closest to me, I will turn around and bow to it, just like very theatrically. And then I'm gonna head over to the office because it's the closest place to me.
Okay. So you head over to the office. And while you're on your way there, we're going to go back to the forest where Boom Boom and Death Rose are facing up against Haywire. And Death Rose, I believe it's your chance to try something.
Um, Death Rose picks themselves up and moves to get some kind of cover before like peeking around that tree and throwing a knife again.
Nice. All right, roll for me.
That's a 5, a 1, and a 5.
Okay.
We're doing better.
So
We're still not good, but we're doing better.
Do you feel shame or do you get injured?
Oh, shame. We're going full useless newbie.
All right. So you, because of what Boom Boom did with the grenades, you figured out exactly where you can throw your knives. And so this time you are perfectly successful hitting Haywire with a knife. But unfortunately for you, you look really uncoordinated when you do it. Like it's awkward. You sort of like got yourself to your feet and that was really awkward, and then the throw was really awkward, and you just like made this unfortunate face while you were doing it, and that is what you see on all of the screens around you, is the face you made while you were throwing the knife. Like that's what they're repeating.
Makes sense.
All right. And then Haywire gets a chance to attack back. And she does manage to chuck that tree back towards. She's actually gonna try and hit Boom Boom this time because that grenade really freaking hurt. So she's gonna chuck a tree at you, and you're gonna just sort of get caught by it in a glancing blow, but it is gonna do damage. What do you do, Boom Boom?
I, after taking this damage, damn it, um, am going to bound off the tree again with the intent of landing in the suit with her. And I'm going to
Mm.
take this stick that I've now sharpened and I'm going to stab it directly into her eye with the intent of it going into her brain.
I love it. I love it very much. All right, roll for it.
I got two sixes and a five.
This is your kill shot, so tell me about it.
So yeah, I'm going to after whatever happens with this log that hits me, I'm gonna bound against that tree, jump right in, probably screaming at the top of my lungs like and I'm gonna impale that twig into her head. Um and I'm like sitting there for a moment and I'm gonna do a little like, okay, she's dead. And then I'm
Uh,
gonna turn around
no,
and
sorry. Hold on. As
oh,
you wiggle this stick that you've shoved into her brain, the mech moves.
and so I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna see that, and I'm gonna be like, wait a minute, and I'm going I'm going to attempt to control the mech suit.
Uh,
Gonna ratatouille this bitch.
so that's really fun because
Rabbit-a-tooey.
Boom Boom will definitely be too small to like sit in this suit and control it. But
No, I have a little boost. I'm just gonna use haywire.
yeah, I love that. For the purpose of moving out of the forest, you're able to do it. We'll make you roll when you have to make it when you decide to make attacks. But the mech suit, like you just start moving it. I assume you're taking the dog tags.
Actually, what I'm gonna do is as I start moving out of the forest, I'm gonna turn and I'm gonna look at death throws, and I'm like, hmm, here you go, kid. And I'm gonna throw the dog tags in their direction and then
Oh,
continue making my way out of the forest.
all right. Death throws. Boom Boom is now piloting the
Just
brain of a
for
person.
comedic effect, Death Throw fumbles the catch.
I love it.
We love it.
Of the
Uh,
top and immediately bends down to pick it up. And when they stand up to say thanks to Boom 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 Boom, it's already gone.
all right. That was wonderful. Uh, Boom Boom, where are you heading?
With newfound confidence that I don't need to outrun the Red Dame anymore, uh, I'm going to make my way back out of the forest, and I think like in the direction of the dining hall.
Okay. Um, I also like the idea that you are not actually visible because like you're inside of this helmet behind
Hmm.
Haywire's head. So
Okay.
anybody looking at it from afar would just see Haywire operating the mech.
I love
I
that
mean,
too.
if you're paying attention, obviously her eyes are dead, but
Hmm.
so you're gonna make your way towards the dining hall and Death Throws, where are you heading?
Death Row is heading towards archery and the crow's nest on the zip lines.
Okay.
Still through the edge of forest.
All right. So we're gonna stick with Death Throws for a moment. And we're going to follow you to archery. Um, where Robin Hood's gonna get that shot that where Robin's gonna get that shot that he got earlier. So as you are making your way across, you sort of come within sight of the archery range. And an arrow comes whizzing by. Like I said, it doesn't injure you, but you're wearing your hood, so the arrow catches your hood and pulls your hood off your head. Like it's that sort of trick shot kind of bullshit. And you hear a voice say, "Is this really how you want to spend your first game?"
Do I see him?
So when he says that, he sort of steps out from behind one of the, there are giant hay bales that are all of the archery targets. And he steps out from behind one. And Friar
Immediate
steps
knife
out
shot.
from behind another with his sword.
Immediate knife shot
Okay, yeah. So you
to Robin.
roll your dice.
That's a 4, a 5, and a 1.
All right. So do you get injured or do you feel ashamed?
I think we need to keep the trend here.
Feel ashamed. All right. So you throw your knife, and you do manage to hit him. It's not a really painful hit. And it's very clear from anybody watching that your aim was just terrible. Like that this guy shot the hood off of your head and you managed to barely catch the edge of his arm, and you only catch the edge of his arm because after like you threw the knife and he like reached out a hand to like touch the friar, and if he hadn't done that you wouldn't have hit him. Like it's embarrassing. But he's going to turn to you after that and say, he'll pull the knife out and say, "Your accuracy could use some work, but I admire the craftsmanship." And he is going to like real quick grab some twine, and he's going to tie your knife to the end of another arrow shaft.
Okay.
And fired at you, and it is gonna hit you. For 2 damage.
Ouch.
With the bones of your enemies? Rude.
With the bones of your enemies.
Rude.
And he is aiming for the shoulder of your throwing arm. But I assume you're probably ambidextrous.
Yeah.
Yeah. So whichever arm you use to throw that knife, let's say you're right, that shoulder has now been, like, you have an arrow. Well, you have your knife and an arrow shaft buried in it. And while you're looking at that, the friar like approaches you with his sword out. So he's getting closer. What do you do?
Death Rose looks at Robin and says, "Thanks for giving that back. I'm learning so much already." And throws a knife at the friar.
All right, throws a knife at the friar. Roll for it.
Why did I use the physical die?
You can use your digital dice. Switch. That's fine.
Okay. Okay, a 4, a 2, and a 5. So damage.
Okay. You're going through.
Let this guy be kind of cool once.
Okay. All right. So you.
I mean, they're probably going to die tonight, but that's fine.
Tumblr girly is going wild.
Tell me what your like. Yeah, you look really cool, and you successfully hit the friar with your knife. So what does that look like?
They do it without looking. They're still looking at Robin. They just
Nice.
catch the friar in their periphery
Mhm.
and throw at them.
All right. So you throw at them, and what happens? So you're staring at Robin, and you throw at the friar, and Robin just says to you, "Oh, so your trick is that you can't you can't aim at things you can see." Got it. Uh, and at that moment, uh, he is going to shoot another arrow, but it's not like trying to hit you. Instead, it just hits up the arrow that's already buried in your shoulder, which causes you more injury. Like he's clearly playing with you. And it is their action now. So let's see. The friar is completely caught off guard by you burying a knife in him, and sort of like stumbles back. And Robin spent his taunting energy on giving you that extra little bit of injury. And so he then, like, instead of attacking you, turns to look to the friar to like try and help him out or grab the knife out of him. It is your turn again.
Jethro is going to bolt towards the Red Dane.
Oh, all right. Roll to see if you get away without getting hurt.
Not physical die. Not physical die. That's a 5, a 2, and a 5.
So do you get hurt or do you no, you actually don't get an option.
No.
This is very shameful.
This is very shameful.
You just turn around and run away. And as you're running, you hear both Robin and the friar like laughing behind you. So yeah, so they're both laughing as you go running away, and you come to the slab where Red Dame, where Jeff is like stuck to the bike, on the area of the slab closer to you, and Red Dame is kind of across the slab. Jeff looks like he's almost dead. What do you do? Death throws.
I throw a knife at Jeff.
Yeah, you do. All right, go ahead.
Nope. That's
Hmm.
a 2, a 1, and a 2.
I'm
crazy.
sorry about this, Dame. But the knife absolutely comes whizzing out. So you throw the knife, and because you were running up, your like footing isn't exactly right, so you completely miss Jeff. You manage to catch yourself on the edge of the bike, which injures you, bringing you up to 6 harm for this time. This is gonna go well for you, considering that you got the first hit on Robin, who hit you, and you haven't done anything since. And you throw the knife, and in sheer embarrassment to you, it doesn't hit Jeff, but it does cut the shoulder of the Red Dame's dress, which starts to fall, and she has to like hold it up to avoid being embarrassed.
Well, what the actual fuck?
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
She got children watch this. They shouldn't, but they do.
I'm sure that with the death and the gore and the little nudity, it's nothing compared to. They say when they profusely bleed out.
Oh god.
All right. Yeah, Red Dame, no, it's your action. What do you do?
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't know if we were cutting.
No.
Red Dame, she looks and she goes, um, uh, she goes, "Do you know how to throw those?" And she takes her sickle, like this, dear. And she's going to throw her own sickle at Jeff, who is on the front of the bike.
All right, roll for me.
Okay, that is a 6, a 5, and a 3. Oh Lord, I'm not risking a nip slip. So
So you're gonna get injured?
yeah, the 6 is to look cool, and the 5 is for the hit.
All right. So you deal a death blow to Jeff. Your sickle flies out, buries directly through his head, killing him. And but while you are like trying to like keep yourself coordinated to keep yourself together, like you look really, really, really good. But as you took your sickles apart, you managed to cut yourself with your other sickle because you're not used to taking them apart and putting them back together yet.
Sure. It's
So
a
you
lot.
got it. Yeah, you got a little injured from that. Death throws. I want to mention that you are right now next to a dead body with dog tags. I don't know what you're like, but you tell me what you do.
The way I see it, I have two options here. Do I want to try to redeem this character or not?
No.
Then Deathrow is going to grab the dog tags and run back towards where Robin and the Friar are.
Yes. We love it. This is amazing. And Dame, do you pursue?
I'm pursuing on a motorcycle.
You're gonna okay. So you do have to take the time to pull the body of this shark off of the bike. So Lou's gonna or Death Rose is gonna have a little bit of a head start. We will come back to you guys.
Can I put Jeff's leather jacket on so I can stop worrying about the top of my dress?
Yes. Yes, we love it. It's got some holes in it, but it covers all of the parts that would make you feel indecent.
That's all I need.
Yep. I love it. So you are wearing the bloody leather jacket of the shark. You kickstart the motorcycle, start chasing. If there ends up being time, we will come back to you. But first, we do need to cut back to Princess, who enters the dining hall. Is that where you're headed, right?
I was heading toward archery.
Oh, you were heading towards archery too?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, perfect. Oh, it's Boom Boom who was heading to the dining hall.
That was me.
Great.
Campfire. So I was just walking straight through. Like I don't even think I'm also on drugs. So I don't care what's happening over there. At the slab.
So I imagine you walk from campfire, you get to the slab just as this Death Rose and Red Dame interaction happens. You're pretty like you are kind of aware that you're on drugs, right? I
look at Dame, I point at Death Row, I tilt my head.
And you can't decide if that shark is real or not, and then suddenly everybody else also starts growing animal heads.
How high am I? What is happening?
You're still one more round high.
Love
you killed
that.
her very fast.
I do the same thing, but the Dame is now a fox for some reason, and I'm deciding not to question it.
Lovely. So Dame, you see Princess coming in like while you're trying to pull the body off.
That's fair. As I'm putting the leather jacket on, and sort of kicking the body off with my heel, I look over at her and I go, rough night.
Yeah, you're kind of a fox. That sounded wrong. Not in that way. The, why is he running that way? Was the
He goes, kids these days, no honor, no respect.
how many
He goes,
dog tags does he have?
two, apparently, because Boom Boom can hold on to his own again.
I take off after death throw.
Are
Do you
you
want to?
gonna try and hop on the motorcycle?
Yeah, I was gonna ask if she wants to come with me.
Yeah, absolutely. I get on the motorcycle. Of course I do. It's a motorcycle.
Okay. Um, no, we're gonna stick with this. This is where the action is. Sorry, Queen Bee and Boom Boom, but it's
Fuck me in my mech suit, I guess.
Bring the back suit.
yeah,
Get
okay.
it all
Well,
here.
We're
Party's down at
all up in
archery.
archery.
yeah, we can say you do come out of the woods and you see a motorcycle taking off with Red Dame and Princess on it, taking off towards the archery.
Can I get to like the top of the stadium area and see what's going on and then just be like, okay, and like watch?
Yes, absolutely.
Like this is like there's a lot of machinery noises. I just want to watch.
Yeah, so you definitely you stand up there and watch. And Boom Boom, are you going to also follow to archery?
Yeah, let's skip the like dining hall bit and say that like the part of the woods I come out from is archery. And so I just see this scene of Death Rose running and a motorbike with Red Dame and Princess, my mortal enemy and my best friend, on the same bike.
um, so Death Throws, as you come back to archery, the friar no longer has a dagger in him. In fact, in the time that you were gone, he looks like he's like wrapped a little bit of a bandage around himself. He's still injured, but they are ready. You come running back in. You see what you know to be Boom Boom on a mech, but what they think is Haywire. Robin is going to take another shot at you when you come back.
Death Throat just screams at them, incoming, and keeps running.
Amazing.
Just
Oh
runs
God.
past them.
Are you heading towards the zip lines or are you heading like into the woods past them?
No, into the zip lines.
Okay. So you are like incoming, you run past them at archery. Robin takes a shot at you, but you like are moving too fast even for him. And so the arrow goes whizzing past you. You're heading towards
This is a person running for their lives.
you are heading towards zip lines. This is when the motorcycle arrives. So you guys can still see Death Throws. And you can see Robin and the friar, and you see what you believe to be Haywire in a mech suit.
I would like, please, pretty please. As you keep going, I take my halberd off like I'm jousting to hit Robin.
Yes, that's my goal too. I want the long scythe out in front as well, and I want to go in a straight line for Robin and Friar.
Okay.
Perfect.
So what I'm gonna do is Red Dame is gonna go for Friar, Princess is gonna go for Robin. They're like on either side of the bike as you guys come through. And you're like just going in between them. So go ahead and roll for me, both of you.
Got it.
Okay, that is a 5, a 3, and a 2. So I'm gonna get hit, but I'm gonna hit and suck.
I just need. I just.
And then when this is done, I please want to make the next move.
Okay, yes, you can. Go ahead,
The
Princess.
6 is 6 and a 4.
There you go.
All right. So
I was like, I have to post this. It's ridiculous.
so the motorcycle comes through. Red Dame cuts across Friar. You get injured. Is that right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So you cut across Friar, you get injured and
Mm,
feel shame, I think, right? Is that right? Do you have
yeah,
two fails?
yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm embarrassed in front of Princess.
Yeah.
Um,
So you come cut across, you do manage to cut Friar with your scythe, but you didn't think through the fact that you were trying to attack a person with a sword.
yeah,
And so he just swings back at you and hits
fair.
you. And that, again, an embarrassing miscalculation, especially in front of Princess, who knew exactly what the fuck she was doing, and
Mhm.
not only hits Robin with her halberd for 2 damage, but she slices that fucking bow in half.
Ah,
I've apparently played the motorcycle jousting game before. That was actually season 2, episode 7. Um,
mhm. Well,
it
it's a
was
little easier for
this,
you because I'm the one driving too.
Yeah, that's true.
and you know what? You're driving excellent. Thank you.
So you guys hit them and you sort of move past, still kind of pursuing death throws, although you have the option to turn around. But before any of that happens, boom, boom. What
I'm
do
a
you
check a
do?
roll.
I want to bound in my mech suit up to the bike, reach in and grab Red Dame, spin her around my head, and throw her into the woods.
Yes, please roll. This is
I
incredible.
I would love more than I would love that more than anything.
I'm about to fly off these motorcycles.
Okay. So I got a 5, 2, and 1. I will take the damage. I will look embarrassed. I just want to successfully do it.
All right. So Red Dame is gonna take another damage.
Oh, great.
Yeah, it's not looking good. You've 8 damage.
Hmm.
So you, like, as you guys watch, the mech suit bounds up kind of hobbly, because the leg is sort of broken. So it sort of like hobbles over and reaches down an arm, grabs Red Dame off the bike, swings her around, and chucks her into the trees. Where I think that's probably where you're just gonna end up. Um, and the bike sort of goes out of control because it doesn't have a driver anymore and falls over. Princess, yeah, Princess goes rolling off. Um, and Boom Boom though, as your embarrassment, uh, unfortunately, you break the stick that was in the head, and so now you can no longer control the mech.
Can I add to the embarrassment as
Why is
Red
it not
Dame in my
moving?
last?
Yeah, go for it.
As he goes to throw me, I want to try and slice him with my scythe, and I go, "I'm sorry, you are completely irrelevant right now." Before I fly into the trees.
Yeah, I think it's
Excuse me, you're really irrelevant right now.
uh my what I enjoy about this, I think, is your embarrassment is heightened by the fact that it is only as you are flying away that you recognize Boom Boom hiding behind Haywire.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And I have one last action to see if I can redeem my little guy.
Yes, you can.
I want to throw one more knife at Robin.
Okay, you can do that. You can do that.
You kill him. It's because of me, and you're welcome.
3, a 2, and a 4. I don't know if one
Got the
damage is enough.
4!
Yeah, that is success, and that is the kill shot.
Yeah. It would have been my
Nice.
kill either way, but I wanted him to end with at least one kill.
Yeah.
So you do manage to successfully kill Robin. We're very, very proud of you, obviously.
No, we're
And
not.
the 2 uh, targets that damaged death throws are dead. So
Yeah, that's
they
true because
get
the
fully
friar
healed.
didn't hit you. Yep.
Nope.
Uh, All right. So you do manage to hit Robin, who goes down. The mech suit sort of like kneels down and boom boom hops off. And you guys hear, usually there's like a siren, but instead you hear the bell ringing to signal that the match is over. And you are all told to report to the assembly court. So you guys all head that direction.
Am I high anymore?
No, you are not high.
Can I
You're
pick up?
high.
Can I pick up my dog tags on the way back since no one grabbed them?
Nobody grabbed them, but they are cleaning stuff up as you go by. So
Ugh.
yeah, you unfortunately missed the tags opportunity.
You can grab Robin's. They're
Yeah,
right
you
there.
could. That's true. You're right there. Do you want Robin's?
I'll grab Robin's.
Okay. Yeah. So Princess grabs Robin's.
And I'll look at Death Throw like, try it.
Deathor just puts their hands up with 2 dog tags around their neck.
All right. So you guys make your way back to the assembly court. You see the other remaining living villains kind of making their way back out. As Kitten walks past Princess, she, gives you a little wave.
I hold my stomach and glare at her, but like in a funny way.
Yeah, she's sorry, but it is what it is.
Yeah. She's still, and then I remember that she's still alive. I'm like, fuck!
And then, so you guys all make your way to the assembly court. Red Dame is actually brought to the assembly court, like by some men in suits because you're pretty darn injured. But the good news is that you killed the people who hurt you, so you will get healing.
That's good.
And so the camera swings around and says, and that's it. Episode 3 of Forceblade Punks is over. A cheer for our punk hunters. And you guys can hear, you get to hear the roar that's kind of artificially, and the camera swings around you guys, looking at you, highlighting you, before the feed cuts out. And that is the end of our show.